Okay, so picture this. Wednesday morning, Westerly, Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
Really quiet.
Mm-hmm. Deceptively quiet.
Exactly.
Mm.
And then on Everett Avenue, someone finds a human leg.
Just out there.
Just out there.
Mm.
Cleanly cut. No blood nearby, no shoe, nothing. And this is near an area that gets patrolled pretty regularly.
Wow. That's chilling just to think about.
Right. But here's the really disturbing part. This wasn't the first time. Not even close. It was the 13th discovery.
13.
13 pieces of, well, human remains found in the last 3 months, scattered all over New England, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Mass.
Pieces, you said, not whole body.
Never a whole body, just fragments. And at first, no connections made, officially anyway, just silence.
That geographical spread combined with, the fragmented nature, it's immediately striking.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at one find, maybe it's an isolated tragedy, but 13 across 3 states in such a short time, coincidence starts to feel, well, unlikely.
Let's rewind a bit. Where does this all start?
February
9th, 2025, down in Narragansett, Rhode Island. A fisherman pulls up his nets, finds 2 human hands.
Hands. Oh, man.
One had a glove on, the other was bare. So, yeah. Gruesome start.
No kidding.
Then, maybe 2 weeks later, it gets even darker. A hiker way out near the Mass-Connecticut border finds a torso.
A torso.
In a ravine, badly decomposed, no head, no arms, nothing to ID it by, miles from any road, no cameras, no witnesses, just discarded.
So right away, those first finds, they set a kind of pattern, didn't they? Incomplete remains, sort of remote spots, no easy identification.
Definitely.
And you'd think, local police might see these individually, but with them happening so close together with similar characteristics, maybe someone should have seen the bigger picture sooner. Hindsight, I guess.
And it didn't stop. March rolls around. A femur washes up on a beach.
Groton, Connecticut.
A bone just on the beach.
Yep. And then not long after, a segment of a spine, wrapped in plastic, found behind this closed-down gas station in Springfield, Mass.
Wrapped in plastic. Yeah. And each time, the local ME's office, same conclusion.
Yeah.
Inconclusive or undetermined, like these pieces were just appearing out of nowhere.
That really raises questions, doesn't it? But when you decide something is a pattern, the cold case analysts, the folks who dig into this stuff, they probably noticed these similarities way earlier.
For sure.
And the fact that law enforcement wasn't publicly connecting the dots, that probably just fueled their suspicions.
Exactly. And by early April, you start seeing whispers online, true crime forums, places like that, people asking, hey, could this be like a serial dismemberment thing?
Right. The questions the officials weren't asking publicly.
Yeah. Why aren't the different states talking to each other about this? But the official line stayed firm. Nope, no connection.
And their reasoning was?
They pointed to differences in DNA when they could even get DNA. Differences in estimated time of death and, the distance between the locations.
Okay, but let's push back on that a little, like the sources do. DNA wasn't always viable, right? Especially if something's been in water or outside for a while.
Right, degraded.
And estimating time of death for just a limb exposed differently, that's tricky science. It's not exact.
Good point.
And the location thing, how easy is it to drive between those states? You've got I-95 right there. It's not exactly a huge barrier if someone wants to spread things out.
Totally. Interstate access makes it pretty simple.
Yeah.
Then came number 13, the leg, Everett Avenue, Westerly.
And that one felt different.
It felt like a shift. Yeah, because it wasn't remote. It was right there near a patrolled street.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, the idea these were all separate random things, it just felt wrong. Unbelievable, really.
Finding it in a more public space like that, it does change things. Maybe the person got careless. Or maybe it was deliberate to make it harder to ignore, even with the confusion.
Could be, but even then, the official word, no cause for public concern. The press kind of echoed that, too, seemed hesitant to really dive in.
But online?
Oh, online it exploded. After the leg, theories went wild. Was it a trucker using I-95?
A convenient disposal route makes sense.
Or maybe a group working together. Someone testing out different ways to get rid of evidence.
Experimenting. Grim thought.
Or even something ritualistic, placing them specifically to confuse everyone. And this one theory kept popping up, and it's really stuck with me. This person doesn't want attention, they want confusion.
That's unsettling. Because it's not the usual serial killer script, is it? The ones who want the fame, the notoriety.
At all.
Wanting confusion instead of recognition. That suggests something else. A different kind of mind game. Maybe the goal is just to mess with the investigation, create fear without a clear target.
And while the official story was still Nothing to see here. You started hearing things from, the experts, behind the scenes.
No, like what?
Forensic people talking to journalists, off the record, hinting that some of the bones showed really clean cuts.
Clean cuts, implying tools.
Yeah, like saws, maybe even surgical equipment.
Yeah.
And then this retired FBI analyst, anonymously, just drops this bomb. It's not normal. Says, someone knows more than they're saying. That just hangs there,
That gap between the official calm and what experienced investigators are whispering, that's worrying. That analyst suggesting a coordinated dump site strategy or someone really skilled at staying hidden, that implies planning, sophistication.
Definitely not random.
No. It sounds calculated, designed to confuse, to delay.
And you could feel it in Westerly. People got scared.
Understandably.
No more walking the dog alone at night. People are carrying pepper spray, avoiding Everett Avenue after dark. You can say, don't worry all you want, but that feeling, it doesn't just go away. There's this tension.
That local reaction, that gut feeling on the ground, it's a powerful counterpoint to the official statements, isn't it? It shows people know something's deeply wrong, even if they can't name it.
And when you step back, 13 finds, 13. In complete silence on who these people are, who might be doing this, why. It's chilling. These parts didn't just show up.
They were placed.
Deliberately placed. For some reason we just don't get. What kind of reason could that even be?
And the fact there's no clear link to missing persons cases, no real leads, it just deepens the mystery. Makes you wonder if disposal is even the main point. Maybe it is a psychological game. The fear, the confusion. Maybe that's the goal.
And now there are these rumors, I guess, online chatter saying, as it gets warm, more people outside on beaches, maybe more pieces will turn up.
Oh, God.
Like someone's watching, seeing how we react, pushing boundaries.
Testing.
Yeah. And it makes you ask this really, really disturbing question. What if the silence isn't a bug, but a feature? What if we're not supposed to figure it out? Not yet, maybe. Maybe we're being prepared for something. But for what?
That idea of purpose behind it all, the feeling that it's orchestrated somehow, that's maybe the most unsettling part. The fragments they find mirror how fragmented our understanding is, leaves you just waiting, wondering what's next.
So here we are, 13 pieces scattered across 3 states, tied together by this possibility, this potential pattern. And what's weird is how quiet it stayed, nationally speaking.
It is strange, isn't it, given the number of finds?
Yeah, it's like this incredibly chilling story is somehow getting lost in the noise, buried under other headlines, almost patient, methodical.
The fact that it hasn't caused, widespread panic or a huge unified response, it says something about how we process disturbing news now, maybe. How things get compartmentalized?
Maybe. But think about this.
Yeah.
Sometimes the things we ignore, the things we don't look at too closely, they're the ones that come back screaming later on. 13 pieces, 13 silent warnings. Are we really thinking about what this means? Are you, listening right now, considering what this pattern might actually signify? Because maybe while we're all distracted, we're being prepared for something else entirely. And that silence, it's got to break eventually.